So we're into Wednesday, it's just gone 6:10. The reason why we're here so early is the Porsche we're working on really does need a lot more work, and we're quite a little bit behind with it. We're never behind on jobs, we always hit our deadlines. The one thing we need to do by Wednesday is basically have the paint actually enhanced, corrected, or the actual machine work complete, and that's because we need Thursday and Friday to do the ceramic and put the baking on, take the wheels off, things along those lines. There's quite a bit more involved in this particular Porsche. The paint is mega tough, which is a good thing for customers, because when we put the coating on, then it actually hardens it more than obviously a soft paint would. And this seems to be pretty bulletproof, this paint, but the marks that are in it really do need a lot of work taking out, and we're still a way off. So I'll quickly show you how far we've gone, what we've got to do, and what we've got to get finished by the end of today. So we're back in the booth. It's time to get the heaters on because it's absolutely freezing out there. Get all the lights on, and we'll show you where we basically are on the paint. Then I'm going to make myself a coffee. There's nothing I can do without a coffee. So basically yesterday we managed to not do any of that at all. We've done the bonnet itself, that took about 6 hours. Then we've done the top of the sills, the quarters, we did those on Monday. The spoiler and the lathes still need a little bit more work. We did a lot of those on Monday. And what we actually tried to start yesterday till about 6 o'clock was to actually get some of this wing done. As you can see, it's not a million miles off. The problem you have with the Porsches, and they are particularly small cars in comparison, being truthful, but the curves and the lathes and the actual angles of a Porsche make it a lot more difficult to do than majority of cars out there. Now, for most people it'd probably do your head in, but I love Porsche. I don't know what it is, I've always been a Porsche man. I love them to bits. There's just something about them. They are literally the nicest car on the road. The angles and curves make the car. So do you know what, I love working on them. Yeah, they stress me out, yeah, they pull my hair out, but do you know what, they are seriously cool cars and they're worth the end finish. But the problem is, this wing here is not flat in any way, shape or form, apart from here. What you've also got is, when you look down here, this part has a majority of a flat panel. However, you get to here and there's a curve, and then there's another curve, and obviously it's rounded on the top of the wings as well. You get to this part of the car, there is a massive crease here, which is really difficult to actually work on. What you also find is when you get to the top of the cars here, this basically bows round. This bit then goes flat and has a lip. It then curves again here, which you're probably not going to see on the camera, but there's like a curve here, and then it bubbles back out. So trying to physically work there and there without getting any lines or buffer trailing is pretty difficult. Whatever size pad you put on these areas here, you'll also find that they don't fit properly. So you are buffing a small area here and missing the tops and the bottoms. And this is why Porsches do take some serious time. Now, you probably can't see on the minute because the camera won't pick certain things up, but this particular door is full of scratches, and that's going to need, I bet there's going to be 3-4 hours work just on that part. So like I said, that's the reason why we're here at kind of 6 o'clock in the morning, because I need to make sure this is done. We skipped the gym this morning, which is not like me, but there's quite a lot of work. Again, you can see on the sills here, if the camera will pick it up, quite a lot of marks across those sills there. This has to be finished by today in order for me to get the ceramic side of things done, and that is important for me to basically be on track with it. The other problem we've got with this particular car is it's running real centre locks. Now, there's two aspects to that. One, we don't have a centre lock cap for that. You can buy cheap ones on eBay. I'm not going to risk them, because if they damage this, they're going to cost a lot of money. The customer hasn't got one with the car, he's only had it about a year, he's never had it. A lot of cars don't come with them anyway, because Porsche want you to go to them for anything to do with taking a wheel off, which is a bloody joke, but it's how they make the money at the end of the day. The other downfall is, and this is something you have to be really careful with. You can just take a centre lock off and you can torque it to what you think is the right figure. There's a special torque tool that Porsche actually use, and special dealerships and specialists use them, and you basically got to torque them to a set figure. Now, we can get the tool, we can do it, but it's a case of, are we going to risk taking a wheel off a car, which is what I want to do because that's the way I want to clean it and seal it and do the calipers. But then when you put the wheel back on and it not be torqued right, and this is a lot of car and a lot of money to not do that right with. So on this one, because we don't even have the tool, we've got a GT3 RS tool available. Actually doesn't fit, not sure why, but on this one we're going to be steaming these on the car. We obviously cleaned them outside on when we cleaned the car, but we're going to steam every part of them. We're going to then seal them on the car, going underneath the car around the wheels and working on them that way. It is going to take about 4 hours, in fact maybe 5, in all fairness, including actually sealing them, because that's going to take a couple of hours alone. So that's going to delay us a little bit, but it's something we need to do, and we need to still make sure it's done right even though we're doing them on the car. So that's Wednesday morning. Follow the rest of the video on the extra channel, you'll see a little bit more on this, and if you look at the end of the week you'll actually see the real blog for this particular job and this vehicle. So we just had confirmation that the stereo system and the new screen has actually been shipped for the 235i, and the guy's coming tomorrow to basically make a new key for it, because we only got one key at the time. So tomorrow we're going to be basically bringing out 235i back to the actual unit. Everything's pretty much done on that, apart from possibly putting an LSD in, which is something I do want to do, and the M3 M4 bottom arms at the front, purely because it makes it kind of have the M2 facilities once it's tracked. We're still waiting for the GTS spoiler. Annoyingly, it's not bloody here. It's been over 2.5 weeks now, but it might just turn up randomly like things do. But tomorrow we're going to have the 235 back in, so there'll be a little bit of an update on there as well, and then there'll be a full blog from what Lewis has actually done on the car, which we're going to be refitting, and I'm quite excited for it, because it's not the best car we've got. It clearly doesn't handle as good as some of the other ones, because it's seriously back end happy, as they all are, but you know what, there's something about the 235i that I really love, and we're going to be doing track days, drift events, and there's going to be quite a lot involved with that car this year, and we're also thinking about doing a full livery on it. I'm not 100% sure yet. I mean, give us your feedback, let us know what you think. We don't have to just do some basic graphics to advertise it and keep the paint clean, or to do a full livery on it, but just let us know what you think anyway. You know what, one last thing before I forget, snow foam. We're actually going to be doing 40% off snow foam for the rest of the week up until Sunday, where you can actually have it posted and get it next day. We're going to be doing a few merchandise promotions as well. That's only going to be for this week. But snow foam, the Scene collection and the old school collection, which is still one of the cheapest on the market to buy and the most effective, going to be 40% off as of literally when this video is uploaded.